Headed to kind of a commercial job, I guess. I'm not going to be working on stuff today. I'm just going to be filming stuff for you to see. There's, I guess, a few units that have some kind of thing wrong with them. I don't know. I didn't get a real clear concept of what it was, but cool turn, bro. And so we're gonna go check it out, see what's going on. Hopefully I can show you guys some stuff, something interesting besides a detach and a reset. So there's more stuff on Diag. We'll see what it is when we get there.
Yeah, these are all for this one room.
So this is a big greenhouse, so to speak, which requires a lot of AC. Bad motor off the bat. I mean, that's going to be why this one isn't keeping up, obviously. This one is spitting out so much heat right here.
He normally keeps the cover over the top of that one too to try and just force more air out.
Yeah.
You can feel how ridiculously hot that is.
Yeah. So this unit is never going to keep up with half of the condenser fan capacity. We're trying to figure out this whole deal here. We got several units on this greenhouse, and it's got lights inside where it has to have cooling capacity or the lights will burn up.
Okay, it's not missing. I need to get that open and see what's on there. Oh, it's circuit 1, not 2. That's leaking too.
Oh,
I'm hot.
How do we see? That's oily.
It probably hasn't turned
That's
off
unplugged.
in a very long time. Oh, that sucker is hot.
So this is running at half capacity, if that.
You should be able to go back in with the Copeland, right? Three-phase? Yeah. Gotta clean that cabinet out too. Yeah, I probably need a new strainer here. And some zip ties. Yeah, for sure. That line's like 120 degrees right there. Yeah. Look at the thing. Isn't that crazy? And look, they're actually colored. Right. That's perfect.
So the first unit has a bad fan motor, running at about half. Second unit, one of the compressors is bad, running at about half. Third unit, you can still see through the condenser coil, but it is getting pretty dirty and pretty impacted with a bunch of shit.
A lot of condensation on the suction line.
Oily,
No, it's just wet.
just wet.
Yeah, not oil.
So it looks like it's trying to
It's probably low.
act funny.
Yeah, because you can notice they're running the same roof, but this one's super wet, which leads me to believe that this one probably is a little bit low on refrigerant.
Is it it's two separate refrigerant circuits in these?
2 separate circuits on these.
That's strange.
Isn't that wild?
So you're gonna have 2 evaporator coils, but it's gonna run.
Condensing coils. It's technically. Is it 2? No, I think it's 2. Oh, it is one big one.
It's one big condensing coil, but it's two separate evaporators.
That was my understanding. It looks like your discharges and your suctions are hooked into the one
That's
coil.
why it has two separate filter dryers.
That's so
Isn't that wild?
fucking weird.
Maybe the condenser coil is split internally. Like one runs upper half, the other one runs bottom half or something.
I'm not a commercial guy, but that's fucking weird.
Because you can see like this one plugs in bottom of here, and then this one plugs in top half, so I bet you it's split right down the middle.
It has to be, right? If it's running two full circuits,
I love it.
You want to pop that panel off, see if there are two coils?
I'm so confused and I want to do that. So allow me to add a cope right here because I sound pretty dumb on that. Understand that my background is in residential, so commercial is kind of a new frontier for me. Same principles, different types of units. So these units have two circuits, two stages, and they're tied into basically one evaporator coil and one condenser coil. So one circuit will run half of the evaporator coil and half of the condenser coil. The other circuit will run the other half of the evaporator and the condenser. So it's piped in as two circuits. I didn't know that, so I sounded dumb. But there's my cope. There's the explanation. Don't know it? Research it. I just don't understand how you can have two separate circuits off of one big condenser coil. Maybe I'm a retard, but
I don't know. Well, it ain't running right. Belt looks good.
so something to remember, something to keep in mind when you're looking at these things and you're checking pressures. When you start pulling the panels off, you're not going to get a good reading. So if you have your panels off and you're wondering why your readings suck, why your pressures are off, why everything looks scary, that's why. Don't be a dipshit and take your pressures with the panels off. Because the air circumvents the coil.
It would be if it's sucking air, though.
I think it's because the coils are so warm.
That could be too. Hard, they pull so much fucking air. It's hard.
Your cords, sir, are a
They've
problem.
been out there, then they have to.
They really are.
Or in Idaho, even into Colorado.
So circuit number one, just putting it on the liquid line by the filter dryer. He's got suction on the suction, so that gives us our line temps. Now we got to cover it back up so it can pull as much air as possible through the coil instead of around it.
So Indiana's all chunked down, Carolina's all chunked down, Alabama's chunked down.
But not bad.
So what we're looking at right here, you see the clamps are right there and right there on one side and the other side of the filter dryer. What you're looking for there is a restriction in that filter dryer. If that filter dryer is plugged up, then it'll create almost a metering device, a restriction, and the temperature difference across that filter dryer from the refrigerant going in and the refrigerant coming out will be high. This is one side, this is the other, so that filter dryer is not restricted at all.
That's almost perfect, huh?
It's almost perfect. That's how you check a filter dryer. Obviously you can't look inside of it, so you check it with temperature. 115 on one side, 122 coming out. You don't want to see more than 1 or 2 at the max degrees difference across a filter dryer.
Now, if you have a bad clamp location.
Bad clamp location made it look terrible, so be careful about that. He changed the location of the clamp, and it's it's getting pretty close. So good deal with that. Be careful with that, because if you condemn a filter dryer, it's going to cost the customer a lot of money, and if you were wrong, then you're a terrible tech. Again, we get as much air moving through the coil as possible before we're going to pay attention to our readings. Airflow before charge. I hate that. That should be cooler. I don't like that. Low subcool usually means low refrigerant, but it usually is accompanied with a high superheat.
So low superheat and low subcool. Yeah, I love it. I couldn't say that. And these are low and down. Not my butt. Is it because the heat load is too much in there?
It's possible. I mean, what's the inside air temperature? It's warm in there, but it's not like... Coil cleaning. All the dirt that was in there. It didn't look that bad. It looked okay. I mean, you can see through it, but that looks a lot better now.
The pressures are still super wonky though. They're a little better.
So cleaning the condenser coils didn't seem to make much of a difference. Now we're going to try pulling these filters out and letting it run for a minute without filters, because those are pretty dirty. See if it makes any difference.
Oh my god. I'm like, that.
It doesn't look like it's really going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, I get to see him on Saturday.
Another thing to look for at this point would be an adjustable TXV. If the TXV is adjustable, if it's got a TXV, then you can also adjust the TXV to get the correct superheat, and then you see where your subcool's at.
Oh, my meter's set.
You want me to get my meter?
You have it with you?
I do.
Yes.
Well, that guy's in your family.
Fuck you, B. Alright, we're going to electrical test this compressor because it's supposed to be bad. So first we're going to test to see if it's grounded. Clean metal. We do have some continuity to ground. So this compressor is grounded out. Open line on there. Oh, okay. High ohms on there.
Yeah, she smoked.
Smoked. Smoked. We got continuity to ground on all three terminals. That compressor's toast. So as it stands and how it goes with those units, there's a bunch of unanswered questions. There's more questions than answers at this point. We did have to cut out of there before we got all the answers, but we're going back and there's going to be a part 2, so stand by for chow. We'll be addressing the immediate issues right now, which is the burned out condenser fan motor on the one unit, the burned out compressor on the other unit, and then we are going to do some more things to determine exactly what's going on with the performance of those units. They operate as 2-stage units, and every single one of them had both stages kicked in. So I was there as kind of a bystander. I didn't really have my tools with me, but on the second trip, we're going to go back and we're going to start looking at performance stuff after we address the big obvious concerns, because they are working, but I don't think they're working right. I'm going to look into how they are wired up between the first and second stages. I'm also going to look into fan speed and airflow, and I'm going to look into the economizers, which what I mean by that is how much outside air those units are pulling in at all times. They are adjustable, and sometimes they get stuck open or they're not adjusted right. I don't know who was working on that thing before or what they did. So it's going to become a matter of addressing the main issues with the 2 units and then adjusting performance and finding out why everything is just running full tilt at all times. That area is a greenhouse, and it is completely full of plants, delicate plants. So the inside sections and the ductwork inside of there is not super accessible, but it's just gonna have to work out one way or another. So when we go back, we're doing repairs on the big things, which is a condenser fan motor and the compressor, and we're looking at the performance of all the systems. We're going to see if it's wired up as a true 2-stage or if it's wired up to run both stages at once. We're going to separate circuits and see how the performance works with that. We're also going to look really heavily at the airflow and the ducting, as well as the static pressure and the economizers.